Yes, good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. We may begin.
Is my screen audible to everyone?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session where we are going to know some important skills on how to improve our English language, how to become an English language proficient. Today, we all are here to know and understand the core of our English language, where we are going to know how important listening, speaking, reading, and writing is for you, and how we can enhance these skills in our daily life. But before we begin, let me ask you a few questions that do you ever wonder why English is a very important language? Anybody from the parents? Why do we feel that English is a very important language in today's world? Anybody who would like to answer? All right. Yes, Akshat, please tell me.
Yes, ma'am. As English isn't is an international language, so if we go to any another country and we don't know their language, but we can communicate in English with them.
Definitely, Akshat. Very well done. So, English is a very important language because to communicate globally in any part of the world, if we are proficient enough in this language, we'll be able to communicate very smoothly, very easily. And do you know English is the most widely used language? Moreover, 75% of the world's communication is written in English language. Along with that, English is spoken in more than 100 countries. So here we are to know and understand that how can we improve and enhance our English language skills. Most importantly, in today's video, we are going to see the four aspects of English language: grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and fluency. These are the four golden strengths that we have in an English language. To start with, if we talk about grammar, we all want to be excellent in our grammar. We all want our tenses, our sentences, our words to be perfectly written. We all want our perfect present tense to be perfect. We want our simple past tense to be simple and understanding. We want our grammar syntaxes, our sentence structures, and sentence formations to be perfect. But for that, many of us hesitate in different ways, in different manners. We all feel, in a way, maybe we are not very good at the language. Maybe I have broken sentences with me. The word that I am going to use today is not appropriate as for the situation. We all, some way or the other, face the same situation, face the same difficulty. So we hesitate and we do not attempt to even rectify the grammar. That is the first important thing we need to work upon. That means to take action. To learn the grammar, to become a proficient grammar efficient person, you have to be very, very sure that you practice grammar. And how do you practice grammar? You practice grammar by everyday reading, writing, speaking, and listening. The more you read, the more you understand. The more you write, you become language proficient. The more you speak, you're able to convey better in English language. And the more you listen, you're more able to understand the accents and the different pronunciations. So all the aspects of English language lies in the right kind of grammar. And that comes through the practice that we do. Now, for example, if we see about different people who are already successful in their own fields, their own arenas, their own areas. Like, for example, if we talk about Messi, we talk about Ronaldo, we talk about Sachin Tendulkar. So, were they perfect in their skills from day one? Of course not, right? They became perfect through their practice, through the hard work they did, and by not saying a no even though they faced difficulties, same is the case we have with grammar also. We may face difficulties. We may have people who will make fun of us. We may have people who may try to bully us because our grammar skills are weak. But that does not mean that we are going to let ourselves down in any manner. We start practicing today, and tomorrow, definitely, we are going to be the efficient ones who will excel and become excellent in English grammar. I'll give you one small example. We know about Albert Einstein. As a child, when he was born, he was not a child who was excellent with had excellent social skills. His teachers, his parents, everybody, his siblings, his friends, they all thought that he's a child who cannot do anything in life. But then see where we have Albert Einstein today. He is considered as to be one of the biggest and the most renowned scientists we have in the world. Not only that, he is the first global citizen United Nations ever announced. So that is how English grammar should be. Grammar is one technical aspect of English language where we need to have that practice, where we need to have that learning, where we have to take actions so that we understand every rule by rule thing of grammar, and we introduce and use that in our everyday communication. After talking about grammar, the next aspect we talk about is the vocabulary. Again, most important part, because if we are not able to use the right kind of word while speaking, we'll never be able to communicate or convey the message we are trying to put in. For example, if I want to convey certain kind of message to Akshat, or if I want to convey certain type of message to somebody else, what will be my right choice of word will help me to convey my right message to them. If I am not able to use the right vocabulary at the right place, that means I am not able to convey my message in a proper way. So to enhance our vocabulary, there are so many things that we can include in our daily life. First thing, and the most important thing, is reading. The more we read, the more we become efficient. Reading magazines, newspapers, different books, your favorite genres, anything, any kind of reading that you enjoy every day should be done. Before, it should be a thumb rule for everybody. Before I go to bed, I should read at least a page so that I get 2 to 3 words in a day, and I write it down somewhere. And then when I actually write something, or when I am speaking to somebody, I make sure that I use those words in my communication, whether it is in speech or in writing. So there the vocabulary enhancement takes place, where you read, you learn, and you incorporate. So these three things are very important when it comes to your vocabulary. You have to read in a proper way every day before going to bed. Doesn't matter how late your day started, doesn't matter how late is your night going to end, but still it should be on your list that before I go to bed, one page should be read every day. 4 to 5 words to be written every day in a notebook. Maintain a vocabulary notebook. I'm telling you, you start today, within a week, you will be able to see 20 words in your diary. In a month, you will be able to see at least 100 words. And imagine when you are communicating to your friends, to your relatives, to your neighbors, to your teachers, to your parents, and you use those 100 words while talking to them, the kind of impact you will create on them, the impression you will have on them will be amazing, beyond your expectations. And everybody will feel that the child, you or your parent, everybody will be proud of you. And third thing comes the pronunciation. Now, when we talk about pronunciation comes from listening. The way you listen, the way you are, you are having an active listening. Now, when you have an active listening, what exactly happens? When you listen to somebody, you try to understand. If you talk about a small baby, how does a baby start speaking? the baby listens, the baby hears very carefully, the baby try to understand the way a parent is prompting a particular word. Same simple rule is applicable here when it comes to the pronunciations. So when you hear somebody speaking, when you hear somebody using a particular word in a very different way, for example, if I use the word restaurant, there are many people who pronounce it as restaurant, and but the right pronunciation is restaurant. Even though the spelling is restaurant, but we pronounce it as restaurant. So how do I know this? Because I heard the right kind of people pronouncing it perfectly, and that is how I learned it. So this is how we inculcate pronunciation skills in our daily life, by hearing, listening properly, and then practicing that pronunciation. It is very important, to bring in that right kind of pronunciation. For example, Akshat said that to communicate globally, any part of the world, whenever you go, if you want to talk to anybody, English is the medium through which you can easily and smoothly communicate with anybody. Now, if I talk about pronunciation, if I don't have the right kind of pronunciation, will I be able to? Maybe in our country I'll be able to communicate, but if I go to French countries, if I go to France, if I go to Italy and all, where French is the prominently spoken language, there I may lag because my pronunciation will not be perfect. Why? Already their spoken language is French. They are compromising on talking to you in English. And there also, if your English pronunciation is not perfect, then they'll never be able to understand you. So pronunciation also plays a very, very important role. Very important role means if you do not pronounce it in the right manner, your pronunciation goes wrong, your message conveyed by default goes wrong. The fourth most important strength or the aspect of English language is fluency. Now, when I talk about fluency, if I say I am a fluent speaker or I want you to become a fluent speaker, that means I am expecting no broken sentences, perfect pronunciation, right choice of vocabulary, perfect sentence formation, perfect usage of tenses. That means your expression should be perfect. Moreover, your vocabulary and pronunciation should be to the mark. If all the above three aspects, your grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary sits perfectly, that means your fluency is up to the mark. You are a perfect fluent speaker. So fluency, that's why fluency comes as the fourth and the most important aspect of strengths, because when you collaboratively work with your grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, in combination, when we work on these three skills together, fluency being the fourth skill by default becomes your perfect skill. So please remember, even though we discuss grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and fluency separately, but all these four strengths are connected to each other in every way. Whether you are taking it into your speaking, you are taking it into your writing or reading, all these four strengths are interconnected to each other. So doesn't matter you are excellent at your grammar, but if your pronunciation, you're poor at your pronunciation skills, then definitely you are not going to convey the right thing. Maybe you must have written your content perfectly, but you cannot speak that properly. If your vocabulary is poor, so your thought process is excellent, but you'll never be able to convey that perfectly. Why? Because you lack the right kind of word to express your emotion, your feeling. And English is a language, it is a language of expression. You always express. You never speak, you never talk, you never teach, you never learn. It is just expressing your thought to the other person and understanding the thought of the other person. English is such a beautiful language where we just express our thoughts to other people. So to express all our thoughts in a proper manner, we have to work on all these four strengths collaboratively so that we become English language proficients. We speak our language perfectly. Grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and fluency. Now, moving forward, when we talk about, the strengths, when we talk about our core strengths, when we talk about anything that is related to English language, we are never left behind few things, four major skills, or we call them as the cornerstones. Just a second. Yes. So we call them the cornerstones of English language. If English is a square paper, these are the four important corners or four important doors. If not opened properly, you're not going to complete the cycle of learning English language. That is LSRW. Everywhere, wherever a curriculum is set, wherever English starts with LSRW. We try to implement these four skills of English language in every manner: teaching, learning, understanding, comprehending, revising. Every manner we try to incorporate listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Now, if we talk about the first part, that is your listening part, as I told you earlier, you have to be an active listener. There are many people who are passive listeners also. Passive listeners, the one, even though we are listening, we listen to different things, we listen to different other people talking to us, but simultaneously we are engaged in different other activities also. So that is passive learning. But if I talk about active listening means, in with sheer concentration, I am just listening to what the other person is trying to convey. With sheer concentration, I'm trying to understand bit by bit every word that the other person is trying to tell me. So everybody, each one of us, you and me, we all should be an active listener, because when we listen properly, then only we are able to comprehend well. So that is one very important thing. We all have these different kind of listening tests being conducted. We all have these different kind of listening assessments being taken everywhere, wherever English language plays a very important role, listening also equally plays a crucial part. So to be perfect in the language, we have to understand that we have to be an active listener. When we listen, then only we are able to comprehend the right content. We are able to answer the questions that are being put up after that particular listening. For example, I give you an assignment, I give you an audio to listen to, and then after listening to an audio, I give you a set of 10 questions. But if you are a passive listener, maybe out of those 10 you'll be able to answer one or two questions perfectly. That is the possibility, but you'll not be able to answer all the 10. Even if you manage to answer all the 10, there is a tendency that you may, miss out to many perfect answers or the correct accurate answers. So that is why being an active listener plays a very important part. And to enhance your listening skills, you need to listen to different audios and podcasts. You listen to them very carefully, understand them, that what these audios are trying to convey. So or you are, when you're talking to some big delegates, when you're talking to your teachers, when you're talking to your parents, try to listen what they are trying to tell you. Try to listen and understand, then try to speak, so that when your listening is perfect, your speaking automatically becomes perfect. That is why it is always LSRW. It always starts with listening. When you listen perfectly, when you listen actively, that means automatically you are going to be an excellent speaker. Talking about the speakers takes us to the next skill, most important skill again, that is your speaking. S. S stands for speaking. That makes you a perfect speaker. Now you listen to everybody, you grasp every information. Now when it comes to speaking, all the four aspects that we discussed earlier plays a very important part. Your right grammar, your correct usage of vocabulary, the right kind of pronunciation, and definitely the fluency plays a major part in speaking. Whenever you are speaking, to anybody, make sure that you communicate to them in English language only, because we look for a world which is an English speaking world. As in the beginning itself we discussed that in this global arena that we are right now, we need English. English is the need of the hour. Everybody requires English language. Wherever we go, we try to speak in English. We get to know a lot of information through English. So to speak English perfectly, or our grammar, our pronunciation, our fluency, our vocabulary should be perfect. So for that, it is very important that you practice speaking. And how can you practice speaking at home? You can practice speaking by talking to your friends, by talking to your teachers, to your parents, to your neighbors, to everybody whom you meet. Even there are children who talk to themselves. I talk to myself. Your parents must be talking to themselves in their alone time. So when you're talking to yourself also, try to incorporate that English language as a mode of communication. Why? Not only it will enhance your speaking, but it will bring that confidence in you to speak fearlessly, to stand on a stage, hold a mic and talk. It will help you to do that. So speaking again is very important. Take a topic in a day, any day. I'm not saying speaking to be done every day. Twice a week you can take a topic, prepare a small speech, and then you can speak loudly. Look at the mirror and speak, so that you are able to understand your own mistakes. You can make a video. These days, we all are so much into technology. We enjoy making reels. We enjoy watching reels. We enjoy watching different videos. So make your video, watch your video, see where are my flaws, how can I rectify them, and enhance your speaking skills. Next, again comes your reading skill. Very important again, because the more you read, you become the language proficient. How? Because when we are reading more and more, in the beginning, as I said, the vocabulary enhancement takes place. Correct syntax, the sentence structure becomes perfect. The right kind of sentence or the phrases that we need to use in a particular paraphrasing takes place when you read. Read the right kind of books for your age, right kind of magazines. Read your newspaper every day. Read your textbooks every day. So when you read, when you read a lot, you're able to easily comprehend. We have this reading comprehensions, unseen passages being included in your curriculums everywhere, where a 250 word or a 300 word passage is given to you. You are expected to read that passage in 20 minutes and answer the related 8 or 10 questions. Then how are we able to solve one reading comprehension passage in 20 minutes? How? This is done only when we have a reading habit. So when we already read, when we are already well read, then by automatically we will be able to solve any kind of reading comprehension perfectly. So to do that, it is very important that we read every day. To do that, it is very important that we read one page before we go to bed. And I told you that earlier also. Reading is very important. And moreover, the best part of reading is it takes you to a very different imaginative world. It takes you to a world where you are able to vasten up your horizons. You are able to think beyond anybody's imagination. Your thought process enhances. Out of a room you reach out to big mansions. That is the power reading has for you. So reading every day also helps you to enhance your English language. And lastly comes your writing skill, where writing helps you to express yourself. I come first, then comes the other, right? So to express yourself, writing is the best thing. And that too, when you write it in English language, it helps you in two things. First is it helps you to express yourself, and second things, it enhances your language. So when you write, you write a paragraph two times a week or three times a week. You can do this activity. You can write a paragraph about what happened with you that particular week, or you can write a paragraph upon what exactly, you met a new person, some strange thing happened, or some kind of experience you had, good or bad, anything. It really helps you to express yourself. Maybe, there are things where you're not able to express yourself in any manner, but through your writing you can express whatever is there in your heart. So writing again plays a very important role when, when it comes to the four skills. So these are the four skills that we all will have to work upon always: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Without LSRW, our English language is incomplete. If you're not practicing your listening skills, if you're not practicing your speaking, reading, and writing, then it doesn't matter. Maybe you are good at the language, but you can never become an excellent language speaker. That is why LSRW becomes, or is, the major part of English language. Now, before moving forward, I want you to take out a notepad and a pen, and I want you to see the screen, and then I'll tell you what has to be done. All of you, please take out a notepad or a paper and a pen, please. You just have 10 seconds. Come on, quickly, everyone. Yes, I hope everybody must have taken the pen and the notepad. So on your screen, you're able to see a bullseye, right? Now, what you have to do is you have to create few words. One, you have to create one 7-letter word. Then you have to create some 4-letter words, 3-letter words, and 5-letter words. One 7-letter words, and other than that, you have to create 10 words. And you just have 3 minutes to do that. Let me see how many of you are able to do it. Come on. 10 words at least, and one 7-letter word. That means total 11 words. Come on, quickly. And then just raise your hand. Let me see how many of you are able to do it. It's 11:34, 11:37. We'll be able to see that how many of you were able to form 10 words. Yes. I hope you all are making words.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, time up. So how many of you have created, how many words? Come on, raise your hands. Let me see. Okay, Ritika has done. Very nice. Shaina. Who else? Akshat. Very nice. Come on, raise your hands. Kavya. Wonderful. Okay, so let us start with Ritika. Yes, Ritika, can you
Ma'am,
tell us the first word, first 7-letter word?
ma'am, first I got a 3-letter word.
Okay.
Stat.
Start.
Stat.
Can you please spell it?
S-A-T.
S-A-T. Acha, sat. Okay, 3-letter word, sat. All right. Shaina, which is the second word? Come on, tell us.
Ma'am, I got five letter words. Toast.
Toast. Okay, well done, Shaina. Yes, Kavya.
Ma'am, I got one 4-letter word, that is soul. S-O-U-L.
S-O-U-L. Soul. Very nice, Kavya. Akshat. Yes, Akshat.
Yes, ma'am. I got 3 4-letter words. One is salt, S-A-L-T,
Hmm.
lost, L-O-S-T, and oats, O-A-T-S.
Oats. Okay, very nice. So, any of you who got a 7-letter word here? 7-letter word. Shaina. Shaina has a 7-letter word.
No, ma'am, I don't have.
Okay. Anybody who has a 7-letter word? Nobody? Okay. Shaina, how many words were you able to make?
Ma'am, 5 words.
5 words. Okay. Akshat?
Ma'am, one was 5 words and the rest were 4 words only.
So, totally you got 5 words, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ritika, how many words were you able to make?
Ma'am, like 5 or 6.
5 to 6 words. Okay. Ridhika. We have Ridhika also. Ridhika, how many words were you able to make?
Ma'am, 5 to
Ma'am,
6.
7-letter words.
Sir, you have the 7-letter word. Can you please tell us, sir?
Not the 7-letter, but the 5-letter word.
You
Total
got
and
5,
toast.
7. Oh, very nice. You got 7 words total. Very nice. Yes, Ritika was saying something, Ritika.
No, ma'am, I was just saying, I thought you asked me.
Okay, all right. So let us see that we are able to make 10 words or not, right? Yes. So the 7-letter word that I was talking about, outlast, that's the word. And then all other words, lotus, total, auto, toast. I think one of you said toast. Then lot, out, oats. So I think Akshat said oats. Then tots, last, sat, soul, and somebody said salt also. So out of these words, if you were able to make 10 words, 10 full words, that means excellent. You have an excellent vocabulary. You are proficient with all the 4 skills. If you were able to make 9 words, that means you are okay, but you need some kind of polishing. If you were able to make 8, that means you need some extra polishing. But if the score is less than 8, that means you will have to work upon all the 4 strengths: grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, fluency. Because if all the skills were perfect, you should be able to make at least 10 words. That is how this game works. That when you see the word, if you are a language proficient, you will definitely be able to make 10 words. If you are not able to, that means there is still a mile to go to reach that language proficiency, right? So I hope you enjoyed the game. Now, these are the simple ways. The next thing that we are going to discuss will be the simple ways which we can implement at home, to just enhance our English language, to improve our English language skills, to incorporate the skills that we have discussed earlier, to try to imbibe all those in our daily activities. First thing is we have to read. We discussed in our skill also that reading is the most important part of all the skills. Reading is one of the best ways to improve our language, and reading different kind of books, materials, newspapers and magazines, they all help us to improve our vocabulary, grammar and comprehension skills. Writing is definitely the another most important way to improve our language skills. You have to write every day, as I said. Even if you're not exactly you don't have the time to write every day, but at least twice a week write something, and then show it to your elders, to your parents, to your teachers, to your siblings, your elder brothers and sisters. Tell them to tell you the errors so that you are able to rectify them and rewrite it. These kind of short paragraphs, essays, your journals, your own diary entries on different topics will help you, as I said, to express yourself better and enhance your language skills. Then most importantly, technology. We are a technology driven era. We talk everywhere, wherever we go, whatever we do, technology is definitely a part of this. If we talk about the webinar that is going on right now, technology is playing a very important role. That is why we are able to connect with each other, by sitting at our own homes. So use the technology to learn the language in a very strong way. You know why? Because technology is so powerful that it can allow you to reach to the any to and connect to people from different parts of the world. So there are many online resources such as podcasts, different kind of videos, different kind of audios that will help you to enhance your language skills. And then of course this particular suggestion is for the parents especially. Please provide time for your child and give them the right kind of feedback. If you want your child to be a language proficient child, definitely you will play a very important role. You will play a major role. How? By motivating your child, by vitalizing your child, by giving the right feedback. If you feel that your child lags in the comprehension skills, where we talk about the reading comprehension skills, inspire your child to read more. Help your child to read more. Sit with your child every day, during the night time or in the evening time. Read something, some kind of interesting books, encyclopedias, storybooks, these Velveteen Rabbit and all, Stilton. These all are so interesting that you also will enjoy along with your kids, and they will also have a good constructive reading time. And then you are able to know the flaws where your child need extra attention, and you can help your child in that way. Definitely engage in different conversations with your child. You have to make sure that when you expect your child to communicate to you in English, you are also reverting back. So when you feel or you hesitate to talk, then that is reflected in your child's personality as well. So if you feel that you need some kind of enhancements in yourself, these skills are for you as well, where you can also learn, you can also improve, and you can showcase the same path to your child as well. And then different kinds of games and activities which will help them and help you to enhance their vocabulary, improve their grammar. And these days, as like the way we played a game right now, Bullseye, it was a very small and an easy game. So you can also play these kind of games at home, play bingos, word scrabbles. These days we have a lot of online games also, word space and all that. You can play such games with your child, compete with your child, let the child defeat you, you defeat your child in such games where a competitive fun kind of an atmosphere emerges at home, and learning also takes place in a manner that you are able to help your child also. And of course, having fun. As I said in the beginning, English is a language of expression. So when it comes to expression, fun should never go beyond. We should always be very sure that whatever we are trying to implement, the fun factor between you and your child is never missing. So you use different kind of games and activities for language learning, games that are very interactive, where you are inviting your kids friends also at home. You're talking to them, indulging with them in different kind of activities, tongue twisters and all these things, where speaking practices also take place, so that your child gets benefited. When other children come to your house, you create that kind of an atmosphere where these fun games are being played. Your child learn from them also, and they will learn from your child as well. So these kind of fun game activities should be a part of your, I'm not saying daily routine, but yeah, once a weekend you can definitely do that. So these great fun and excellent practices will help you and your child to definitely, come forward and definitely help you to enhance your skills and your child's skills. Now let us watch a small video. This video will not only be a very because it's a very song kind of a video where you're going to hear a song, but it will help you, it will give you a lesson on what to do. When we meet a stranger, when we meet a person whom we know, we meet our teachers in the morning, we meet our colleagues, our neighbors in the morning. Generally we hesitate to talk to them in English language. We generally use our regional language to talk to them. And when you're meeting a stranger, especially the students who wants to go outside, explore more, and when you go to your office, you meet your different clients, you hesitate to greet them in different manners, that what is a correct kind of language to be used, how will I introduce myself to them. So to solve all these problems, a small video is shown to you. Please sit back and enjoy.
Nice to meet you. My name is Alison. I come from Italy and I'm 22. What's your name? Where do you come from? How old are you and what do you do? How do you do? How are you? How are you doing? What's up? How's it going? How are you? How are you? I'm fine, thanks. What about you? I got brown hair. What color is yours? I'm not short or tall, so how tall are you? I didn't catch that. Can you say it again? But a bit more slowly, please. How do you do? How are you? How are you doing? What's up? How's it going? How are you? How are you? I'm fine, thanks. What about you? I'm neither chubby nor too skinny. Well, I would say that I'm in good shape. How would you describe yourself? Are you shy, outgoing, or perhaps a bit mad? How do you do? How are you? How are you doing? What's up? How's it going? How are you? How are you? I'm fine, thanks. What about you? So, how do you do? How are you? How are you doing? What's up? How's it going? Who are you? And what do you do? Please introduce yourself and tell me about you.
So, dear parents and students, this was a very small video to make you understand that when you meet somebody, how are you going to ask the whereabouts about that person? How do you ask the person that how is he or she, or if you want to talk about yourself, you want to introduce yourself, how will you do? It is always I am Beena Nair. It is always, it is never this is Beena Nair or it is Beena Nair. It is always I am Beena Nair, and that is how you introduce yourself. The small video was for you to make you understand the small mistake, we all generally make whenever we are introducing ourselves, because I is a pronoun that is used for me. So when I want to use a pronoun, it should always be I. When I'm introducing myself, it should never be this is Beena Nair or it is Beena Nair. It is always I am Beena Nair. So just to make you understand, the small video was played. I hope it was fruitful to everybody and you all understood when you introduce yourself, you should always use the pronoun I instead of a determiner this. Now, so now is the time for sharing. I want each one of you to please share something, anything, as you saw in the video. In the last, it is said, now you have to introduce yourself. So I would not, compel that you have to introduce yourself. If you want, you may, but then you may go ahead. Anything that you would like to communicate, you would like to tell us, anything that, you experienced throughout the session, anything that you felt, or any experience you would like to share with us, please come forward and do the same. This is for the parents and the students. Yes, I would like to hear from somebody. Anybody who would like to speak, come forward and speak. Come on, this is an open platform. There is, it is nothing like, it should be something specific that you want to speak. You can speak about anything. Yes, Ritika has raised the hand. Yes, Ritika.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Ritika Sinha from class 7th L. I wanted to share about this ceremony. This ceremony was really interesting as it had many videos and a little fun game like the bull's eye. I really enjoyed the ceremony a lot.
Okay, so you enjoyed this webinar a lot, Ritika. Well done. Thank you so much for sharing, Ritika. Anybody else?
Ma'am, yeah, good morning. This is Parul.
Yes, good morning, ma'am. Please tell me.
A very nice video. I just saw the video. It was really nice. And
Thank
the
you
way
so much.
you are taking the seminar is so interesting, ma'am. Thank you for that. And we are looking forward to more such seminars also, because in a way it really helps a lot for the parents as well to come to know that how, the children are facing troubles or struggles or what all things they are, in this world where it's a fast-paced world. There's a competition. We can't ignore that. So in such a
Definitely.
competitive world, it's very important for the child to, showcase himself or herself in a better way so that the people, they come to know, because we need to be there. We need to show what we are. Now, one concern just, ma'am, because, in most of the schools, I just observed that, the medium of instruction is like a mixed language of Hindi and English. It's not completely English. And in a way, the children are not motivated much to speak in that particular language. So I think there's a little drawback from the institution also somewhere, because I understand that we are coming from such a background. We are coming from India. So obviously we are coming from a diverse culture with different languages, accent and all. So complete English throughout the communication to be done completely in English. Sometimes, yes, it becomes difficult. But then we are sending our children to English medium school for the only reason that their grasp over the language should improve. But somehow I feel that that motivation or that environment is not being given. So what to do in that case?
Ma'am, see, I'll tell you one thing. When we talk about an institution, definitely, we see every aspect of it, every corner of it. But then that is where, this bridging the gap thing comes up, where the parents, as I said in my last slide, where how as parents, we get involved with our children. We try to bring in that kind of an atmosphere at home also, where we try to inculcate these kind of small habits of English speaking. When we expect our children to speak to us in English or communicate with other fellow mates in English, then we can also incorporate such things, such kind of environments at home, where we sit with our children, read every day, we motivate them, we vitalize them to write something and show it to us. So where, we definitely, as we all send our children to English medium schools and we expect. So if we feel there is a certain thing where we are not able to, see the change in our child, then definitely as a parent, we play the role by bringing that small change in our child, by bringing that change in ourselves, so that we are trying, we try to bring that in our child also, by bridging that small gap that we are able to see. We as parent can do that. That is what I feel, as a parent, that if I think that my child should be a proficient in the language, and I feel that something is there that I can do as a parent, then I should definitely do.
I agree, ma'am,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
parents obviously is the first home, the first school basically for the children.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Parents is the first school. I totally agree. But ma'am, because as I told you, the school hours and are so long. Okay, and once the child is in middle school, so I'm sure that most of them are involved in other activities too. So that time duration, that time spent with the parents have really come down a lot, and hence I think that is the reason the school plays a very important role over here.
Definitely,
So
definitely,
maybe
ma'am.
some more activities, such kind of, as you mentioned about games and fun activities and all. So I'm sure that the school can come up with more such activities on a regular basis, maybe twice or thrice a week. That would really help a lot, ma'am.
Definitely, definitely, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody else? We would appreciate and would like to hear from other parents and students as well. Yes, Kavya.
Good morning, means
Very
good
good
afternoon,
morning.
luckily, because 1 minute is left. So,
Yeah, very good afternoon to you,
good morning.
Kavya.
Yes, I'd like to speak that today I got to know that where I'm progressing in English language or in any other language, I could do means eight or nine words, and I feel like I'm doing good, but I need some force or push up. Okay, so somewhere means in academics, if I do means I could cooperate, but there's some way in which I could push up myself, that just one word I could not do. So it feels a regret that one word के लिए क्यों रह गए हम? So
Definitely.
like that, how
That is
could
why I
we
said,
push up ourselves?
when you read one page every day, at least you get to know 3 to 4 words a day, and within a week,
Yes.
those 3 to 4 words change to 30 words. So that makes a big difference. So
Hmm.
reading that one page, definitely school hours are very long school hours. You have different classes, but then taking out that 5-10 minutes to read one page can be done as a child from your end. So incorporate that in your system, and that one word lagging will definitely be mended up, right?
Yes, ma'am. And
Yes.
thank you so much for keeping this program. I got to know that where I am. So yes, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Kavya. Yeah, all right. We are taking one last question. Any parent or any student? Yes, Akshat.
Yes, ma'am. I am Akshat, and this session was very good. Like I came to know in which skill I have to improve. Also, I wanted to ask you like which books are better to read in storybooks.
You are the middle school age, right? So if we talk about storybooks, like Akshat, you read a lot already. I mean, you read every day, or you're not a good reader. You read sometimes. How are your choices?
Sometimes when like it depends when on my mood. Like if I want
Actually, it
to.
depends on your mood. Then, Akshat, if you are a beginner, if you are just starting with your reading, then definitely you should go for, Jeremy Stilton. He's an excellent, excellent author, a children book author. Then, slowly and steadily, you can move forward to Famous Fives, Harry Potter, slowly and steadily. I would not recommend, though Harry Potter is your age appropriate book sets, but then because you're a beginner, you should start from Geronimo, because those books will give you the insights and the motivation, to read more, and will increase that interest in you. So if you're a beginner, start with Geronimo, but if you're already an avid reader, then you please continue with your Harry Potter series. And then when you move slowly and steadily, when you complete your middle school, by then you can read out to other different books. Right, Akshat?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you,
All
ma'am.
right. Thank you so much, Akshat. Now that brings us towards the end. And towards the end, dear parents and students, I would just like to say that improving your English definitely will take time and will take your effort. But remember, you have to just read, you have to watch, you have to listen, you have to practice, and you have to write. Please don't give up. Just keep learning and have fun. Thank you so much. I am Beena Nair signing off for today. Thank you so much, dear parents and students. Over to Sonam ma'am. Sonam ma'am, please, if you may.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sonam from ECAL team. Thank you, Beena ma'am, so much for the knowledgeable session. I hope this will be a fruitful knowledge for the students as well as the parents as well. So I would like to tell you something about, not a lengthy one, a short introduction for ECAL. ECAL Academy is a digital learning initiative of Calorex Group. So ECAL Academy is a digital teaching platform enabling live and interactive classes, offering individual and group programs. We cater to class from KG to 11, preparing students for CBSE curriculum-based learning and skill enhancement, and in their continuous professional development for lifelong learners. So today you have known about the language skill for children's English program. I will like to share my screen and just give you a look. You can go to our website. I'll share the website link as well as the contact number. So students who are interested can go to that link and you can buy the course. I'll just share my screen. Give me a moment. Is my screen visible?
No, it is not yet visible.
Okay, ma'am. I guess there is some technical error in my system, so it's not visible. Anyways, I'm sharing the link here in the chat box. So parents, this is the link to the course which we have gone through about in this webinar. You can go on to this link and book the course. I'm also sharing the contact number below. So if you have any queries regarding the program, regarding the course, you can connect us here on this number. And also there will be a 10% discount for the students who have attended this session today, if you are booking the course. So yes, that's it from my side. Hope we will have a lot more queries and lot more enrollments for this course. That's it from my end, Dipti ma'am, sorry.
A big thank you to all the parents for joining today. We are concluding our webinar. Thank you so much for joining. As Sonam ma'am has shared her details on the chat box, so kindly please go through the website of ECAL Academy. And moreover, in case you have a query or anything, please get back to the number. And those who have attended the webinar today, as Sonam ma'am has mentioned, if you're enrolling for the course, a 10% discount will be given to you. So kindly please copy down the details accordingly. Thank you so much for joining once again.